Thank you, Charlie and crew. Let's make Mr. Charlie Keys welcome.
I wanted to do something in honor of Labor Day, working people's holiday last Monday. So here goes. It's a spike. It's a railroad spike, and it was lying there on the cold ground. It was left there to rust itself back in the dust, and the tracks were no longer around. But when it was new, it was gunmetal blue, and the steel driver hammered it home, and the whole thing sang, and the cold steel rang to the sound of the spike driver's moan. It's a spike. It's a railroad spike, and the railroad don't need it no more. So after the ride, they just threw it aside. No one said thanks for the chore. But if it could talk, it would tell of a time when the steel driver hammered it home, because a railroad wheel needs lots of cold steel and the sound of the spike driver's moan. It's a spike. It's a railroad spike, and it's worn from the work that it done. And it didn't seem fair just to leave it there without any place in the sun. It ought to be picked up and polished and mounted and hung by the mantle and shone. And each time it glistened, if anyone listened, they could still hear the sound of the spike driver's moan. Well, they've taken John Henry to the graveyard. They buried him down in the sand. Every time a locomotive comes passing by, they say, yonder lies a steel-driving man, Lord, Lord. Yonder lies a steel-driving man. Thank you, folks. In public, written by Stan Rogers about the fabled Northwest Passage. Ah, but just one time I would take the Northwest Passage, find the hand of Franklin reaching for the Beaufort Sea, tracing one warm line through her lands so wide and savage, and making Northwest Passage to the sea. Westward from the Davis Strait, 'tis there 'twas said to lie, a sea route to the Orient, for which so many died. Seeking gold and glory, leaving withered broken bones, and a long forgotten lonely cairn of stone. Oh, for just one time I would take the Northwest Passage to find the hand of Franklin reaching for the Beaufort Sea, tracing one warm line through her lands so wide and savage, and making Northwest Passage to the sea. 3 centuries thereafter I take the passage overland, in the footsteps of brave Kelso where his sea of flowers began, watching cities rise before me and behind me sink again. This tardiest explorer driving hard across the plain. Ah, for just one time I would take the Northwest Passage to find the hand of Franklin reaching for the Beaufort Sea, tracing one warm line through a land so wide and savage, and making Northwest Passage to the sea. And through the night behind the wheel, the mileage clicking west, I think up on Mackenzie, David Thompson and the rest, who cracked the mountain ramparts and to me to show a path to race the raging Fraser to the sea. Oh, for just one time I would take the Northwest Passage to find the hand of Franklin reaching for the Beaufort Sea, tracing one warm line through lands so wide and savage, and make a northwest passage to the sea. How am I so different from the first men through this way? Like them I threw it, left its comfort life and threw it all away. Seek the northwest passage at the call of many men, only there to find the road back home again. Oh, for just one time I will make the northwest passage to find the hand of Franklin reaching for the Beaufort Sea, tracing one warm line through lands so wide and savage, and make a northwest passage